Now Samuel had died, and all Israel had mourned for him and had buried him at Ramah, his own city. Saul had expelled all the mediums and wizards from the land. And the Philistines assembled and came and encamped at Shunem. And Saul had gathered all Israel, and they encamped on Mount Gilboa. And when Saul saw the armies of the Philistines, he was filled with fear, and his heart trembled within him. And he called on the Lord, but the Lord would not answer him. The Lord would not answer by dreams or by Urim or by prophets. So Saul gathered some of his servants, and he said to them, "Go and find for me a woman who is a medium, so that I might go and inquire of her." And they said, "There is a medium at Endor." So Saul disguised himself and put on other clothes and went there, taking 2 men with him. They came to the woman by night. And when the woman saw him, she said, and Saul, when he came there, said to her, "Consult a spirit for me and bring up for me the one whom I will name to you." But the woman said, "Have you not heard what Saul has done? How he has expelled and cut off all the wizards and mediums from the land? Why then do you lay a snare for my life and bring about my death?" But Saul said to her, "Well, as the Lord lives, I swear to you, no punishment will come to you because of this thing." So the woman said, "Whom shall I bring up for you?" Saul answered, "Bring up Samuel for me." When the woman saw Samuel, she cried out with a loud voice, "Ah!" And the woman had said to Saul, "You have deceived me. You are Saul." But the king said to her, "Have no fear. What do you see?" The woman said to him, "I see a divine being coming up out of the earth." And Saul asked her again, "What is his appearance?" The woman said to him, "An old man is coming up, wrapped in a robe." And Samuel knew then that it was Saul. So he bowed his face to the ground, and he did obeisance. And Samuel said to Saul, "Why have you disturbed me by bringing me up?" Saul answered him, saying, "I am in great distress. The armies of the Philistines have risen up against me, and God has turned away from me and will not answer when I call upon him, either by prophets or by dreams. So I have now called on you, asking you to tell me what to do." Samuel answered, "Why do you ask me? Now that the Lord has turned away from you and has become your enemy. Now that the Lord has torn the kingdom from your hand and given it to your neighbor David. Because you did not obey the voice of the Lord and exercise his fierce wrath against Amalek, therefore the Lord this day has done this thing to you. Moreover, the Lord will deliver you and Israel into the hands of the Philistines, and tomorrow you and your sons will be here with me. Then the Lord will also deliver the armies of Israel into the hands of the Philistines." When Samuel heard this, immediately he threw himself on the ground, and he was filled with fear because of the words of Samuel. There was no strength in him, because all day and all night he had eaten nothing. The woman came, and when she saw that Saul was terrified, she spoke to him and said, "Your servant has listened to you. I have even taken my life in my hands and have done as you have said. Therefore now listen to your servant. Let me bring a morsel of bread and set it before you. Eat, so that you might have strength as you go on your way. But Saul refused, saying, I will not eat. But then his servants, along with the woman, continued to encourage him. And finally, he listened to their words. And he got up off the ground and sat on the bed. Now, the woman had a fatted calf in the house. And she went quickly and slaughtered it. And then she took flour and she kneaded it and made cakes, unleavened bread. She brought the meal and set it before Saul and his servants. They ate. And then they got up